Welcome to the Revit tutorial. We're going to go through some very basic tools that are used in Revit, and we're going to start off with the user interface first. Now here are a few of the tabs that you'll be using while creating your building, and the main one that we're going to focus on today will be architecture. Sometimes without realizing, you might double click the tab and your layout might change. To bring the buttons back, all you need to do is click on the arrow on the side here once with the left button and keep clicking until you're happy with the layout. Ideally, you want all the buttons to be visible. On the left hand side over here, you have two very important windows labeled Properties and Project Browser. The Properties will allow you to change certain characteristics and features of the tool you're using, whereas the Project Browser will allow you to change the view of the building while designing. In this video, we're only going to focus on using the floor plan section. Now, if by accident you get rid of these windows, the way to bring these back is to click on View, left click the user interface, and make sure both the Project Browser and Properties windows are ticked, and this should bring them back in your layout. To view your house in 3D, all you need to do is click the little white house at the top, and this will change your view. On the right hand side, you'll see a 3D cube, and if you hold the left button down on your mouse, you can drag and move the angle about of your building. Next, we're going to look at how to create your external walls using the rectangle tool. First off, you want to double click the ground floor view and you'll see these four dots, which are called the section reference points. You don't need to know them in this video, so we're just going to move on. Now to begin building your external walls, left click architecture once, select the wall icon once, and then in the drop down menu, you want to make sure that your setting is on EXT 300, which is external 300, and you want to make sure that the top constraint is set to up to level first floor. Then make sure you press apply. We're going to go over to the rectangle tool over here, and to begin the structure of your building, you're going to left click once. You don't have to hold the mouse down, and then left click to end your building. Click modify and use the left button to select the wall you'd like to move, and type in the measurement you'd like that wall to be by simply clicking and typing in your measurement in that box. You can also left click and hold the wall you'd like to move and just drag it to your desired location. Now we're going to do the same thing again, but using the line tool instead. Now this is great to use for making a building with more than 4 sides to it. So instead of selecting the rectangle tool, you want to select the line tool. And you want to make sure that the wall you want is set to EXT 300 again. And also make sure that the top constraint is set to up to level first floor. And once you're done with the setting, press apply. Now with this technique, you will only need to click the mouse twice throughout the whole process. Simply begin by left clicking your mouse once, move the mouse into the direction you like the wall to go, and then type in the dimension of that wall. Keep moving your mouse into the other direction you like the wall to go, and repeat the process again and again and again until you go to your final corner. Now remember, this process will only take 2 clicks to complete this external structure. The first click took place when I wanted to begin the process, and the last click will take place when closing the walls off. And just like with the rectangle tool, the other way of doing this is simply by just quickly creating your outline, roughly. And then once this is done, you can just use the left button of your mouse to click and hold a wall once you're in modify mode and drag it to your desired location. Internal walls. Begin by selecting the wall icon again, but this time in the drop down menu, you want to select the INT 100 or the INT 150 option. To draw your wall, left click where you'd like the wall to begin and left click where you'd like the wall to end. And keep repeating this process wherever you feel like you need to insert an internal wall. To make sure that your walls are spaced properly or the right size, go to modify and you can either hold the left button down on your mouse, drag it to your desired location, or simply select the wall you want to move and type in the dimensions. Repeat this process as many times as necessary until you're happy with your floor plan. Now you might end up in the situation where you click to end your wall and you end up with a wall that's stuck to your mouse. To get rid of this, just simply press the escape button on your keyboard and that will go. Now just for security, what I tend to do is go to modify, create a box around my building, go to the properties box, and then in top constraint you want to make sure that the walls are up to level first floor. Just re-click it again just to make sure it's there and make sure you press apply. This makes sure that all your walls are at the same level. You may want to find out what the area of each room is, so in the Architecture tab, select Room and then left click each space once. This will create a blue highlighted area with a black X inside it. When you're done, either press Escape on your keyboard or press Modify, and if you zoom in, the information tells you what the size of each room is in meters squared, and you can also rename the space by double clicking the name and just typing in whatever you want to call it. Floor. This one is nice and easy to do. All you need to do is go to the Architecture tab, select the floor icon and click on the walls where you want the floor to go. Now this on the screen is incorrect. You can see the pink line is on the outside of the wall, and ideally you want it to be on the inside, and you'll see what I mean. So this is wrong. Go to the X button at the top to start again. Select the floor icon one more time, and now you can see I'm going to select the inside of the wall like this. Go all the way around, and when you're happy, press the green tick. Now we're not done yet, so what we need to do is click on the White House at the top to go into 3D mode, and you will see where the wall and the floor meet, there is a slight gap. Now to get rid of this, we need to basically bring the wall down, and to do that, the easiest way to do this is select the whole building, select filter, and make sure only walls are ticked. Once that's done, press OK. And over in the properties menu, in base offset, we want to type in a -300. Now what this will do is bring the wall down by 300 millimeters, and the reason why we're using that number is because the floor is actually 3 millimeters thick, and as you can see here, the floor and the walls are nice and flush, and that is done. Doors and windows. This is another nice and easy step. All you need to do is go to Architecture, select Door, and in the drop down menu in Properties, select the type of door you'd like. Now you do usually have the option between a double door and a single door, and you should have a range of sizes available. To place the door into the wall, just simply left click where you'd like to place it. Now if you'd like the door to open a certain direction, just go to Modify, select the door and press spacebar until you're happy with which way the door opens. Usually the door needs to open towards a wall. I'd also recommend clicking on each door and just make sure that the distance between the door itself and the wall is the same in every space. Now to insert the windows, it's pretty much the same thing. You want to select the window, and in the drop down menu in Properties, select the size of window or type of window you'd like, and simply left click to place it in the wall. Now as I'm placing these windows, you can see that there's a slight difference in how they look. Now the white space represents the windowsill. Ideally you want the windowsill to be on the inside of your building. So just like you did with the doors, to change direction, you're going to click Modify and then select your window and press spacebar until you're happy with how they aligned. And as you can see, all my windows are on the outside of the wall and the windowsills are on the inside. To make sure that the space between the windows and the walls are spaced correctly, just left click the window and check out the distance. Just type in the distance you'd like it to be, or hold the left button down on the window and drag it to your ideal location. Curtain wall. To insert a curtain wall, go to the wall icon and in the drop down menu in Properties, make sure you select the curtain wall option. Now this step is very similar to what you did with the walls, just simply left click where you'd like the wall to begin and left click where you'd like it to end. Once this is done, go to 3D mode and select the curtain wall. To select it, go to the edge of that curtain wall and you see the box highlighted around that wall. Left click to select it, and you can see it's all been highlighted in blue. And in the properties section, and enter -200 or -300 depending on your choice. 300 will give you a thicker border around the window and 200 will be slightly narrower. Roof. In the Architecture tab, select the roof icon, and in the window here you want to select the first floor option and then click yes. Now from here we want to make sure that the mouse is hovering over the outside edge of your wall, As you can see, there is a dotted blue line that appears on either the inside or the outside of your wall. You want to make sure this is on the outside. Now, just like you did with the floor, left click around the building where you can see the pink line appear, and when it's complete, you know what to do. Click the green tick and observe your design in 3D. To change the angle of the slope, simply left click the roof, and the arrow at the top, hold it down with your left button of the mouse and drag it up and down until you're happy with the design. Or you can go to properties and more accurately you can type in the angle you'd like it to be in the slope section. Once you're happy, make sure you press apply and admire your design. If this basic Revit tutorial was useful, then please give me a thumbs up and thank you for watching.